Hey everybody, welcome to Our Culture Gaming. I am Scott and joined by Ewan.
Pew pew.
And Josh.
Pew pew.
Pew pew, because we've got our first gameplay video for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now we are mostly entirely positive. We'll go around the room. Ewan, what do you think first?
Amazing. That was everything I wanted it to be because I love immersion in my games. I'm a big fan of spaghetti westerns, so the first Red Dead Redemption is like up there with my favourite games of all time. And I really, really loved the amount of effort that's going on into all the world building. One of the silliest things I loved about it was the fact that you put your extra weapons on your horse, and you have to carry them around, and you can go to your horse and pick it out and just be like, oh, I got the shotgun right now. And then all the little world building details and the stuff with the camp seemed really interesting. And that moment where you go into Deadeye, they showed it off for the second time later on, and like he's just there aiming, and then he turns it into the fanning thing, which is basically Western porn. So yeah, great.
I think you can tell that all of Rockstar's budgets have gone into this, and it's just dripping in. I don't know, what's the good word for it? Opulence. But just there's a hell of a lot of stuff. Mr. Josh, what did you think?
So I was really, really big on it. Loved every second of it, I've got to admit.
Every single second?
Every single second. There was not a single second in that I was annoyed with. No, all the way since it was announced, all the delays, I've been kind of not necessarily down on it, but I've been apprehensive about it. And especially because we haven't really seen gameplay until right now, which is only a few months before release.
We've heard rumours of like delays and stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly, yes. And it was rumoured to be a lot of internal struggle. And I don't think you see even an inch of that in this gameplay trailer. I think this sort of was everything I expected, but in a good way. It's more Red Dead Redemption. And after 8 years or whatever it's been, you could argue that's not enough. But for me,
75
this
years
is exactly what I wanted from like a sort of next step in this franchise, and I'm hyped.
See, I'm more middling. Surprise. Surprise. But for me, I mean, like I said, you can tell it's dripping in Rockstar's coffers because they've obviously made so much money off GTA Online they can just funnel it all in. But my problem with GTA 5 over time, especially as I played through the whole campaign or the whole story, was just that it felt like gameplay was the least refined thing. Yeah. And they have said in the gameplay for this that they've gone back and they've like sorted the melee combat and they've made a point of like refining the horse stuff. And you can tell that the way the horse moves is more like responsive than it was in the first game. But I just look at it and I go, okay, you've spent like literally millions of dollars on everything other than the gameplay, and like obviously minus the two things that I just said, but the world detail is what stands out, and the voice acting, the atmosphere, the tone, the graphics, like all that, and I do love that. And I like the idea of just being a cowboy and seeing how the world responds to your actions, but I just have to question, is this just like a texture pack for Red Dead 1?
Yeah, I kind of see what you mean. I think the main thing with the gameplay and the third-person shooter formula that we've seen from Rockstar is that it is successful. It might be a little bit stale in parts, but I think potentially Red Dead 2 will find success in making sure that every single reload, every single time you pull the hammer back on your revolver, every single time you ignite the gunpowder, it feels genuine.
Yes.
And I think when you looked at the detail and they're showing the reload animations and stuff, and you see each bullet going like the revolver, it looked so good. So potentially I see your point there. I think if they make combat feel fluid and you really are like, you're shooting people with a revolver and you run out of ammo and you come across a gun on the floor and you pick it up and you start using that, whatever. I think that looks really, really cool.
And plus, like you mentioned the whole thing with like the limited inventory stuff. That was part of one of the leaks. Because basically, this gameplay kind of confirms that a lot of the leaks that we've dealt with in the past are true. Because the whole idea of a camp moving place to place and that building a base place to place was in one of the older leaks. In fact, that goes back even like 2 years or so. But having a very limited inventory where you can only have one pistol and one rifle, like I like that as a more considered way for them to approach combat, because it gets into, I'm not going to mention Dark Souls, but I'm also going to mention Dark Souls, like a more sort of considered approach to combat.
Forces you to consider your move.
Yeah, like a rock, paper, scissors approach.
And it helps you define your own playstyle, because if you want to be the guy that's rooting and tooting with two revolvers, or whether you want to be, going blow with the shotgun, then you can do that too. So
Plus, so they made a big point of the world itself reacting to everything that you do, and they said something like,
Arthur Morgan, you shot my cousin.
You might end up like killing someone's, cousin, partner, friend, whatever, and then it's up to you what you want to do, and they have prompts in the bottom right, contextual things, so you can interrogate people, you can silence witnesses, you can do all those kind of things, which I really like the look of. I like the idea of sort of, I don't know, like different missions springing up based on the way that you interact with the world.
We've talked about this a lot, like both on camera and off, and I think the difference of what we both want to get out, and even all of us, what we want to get out of a Rockstar game sort of differs. I think for me, when I come to like a game like this, it is for the world, and I love that they're putting in features like that where you can interact with it on a deeper level than you ever have before. For for me, Rockstar games have never been mechanically the best around. Like, they have the best open worlds for me, but I think they know that. I think you don't get another world that is as detailed as this. They always talk about when they're developing games that they create the world first, and then they find out how to fit gameplay into it second, which I think comes across in both this and GTA 5. And I think this is sort of like just differences in approach. Like, you come to it, I think, for like a more mechanically driven experience where I just want to sort of lose myself in this world, and the finer details, like you said, Ewan, of like getting your gun off a horse and being able to sort of throw yourself into that kind of
that thing though, like one or the other. Like for me, it's a blend because, like, I mean, they have got really good on a mechanical level, really good playing games. It's not just necessarily about the world. Like, look at the Warriors, the combat and the Warriors, or like Bully had really good combat as well. Or like I was satisfying enough. Like even stuff like the first Red Dead had great gunplay. Like they improved on GTA, and then it was something about GTA 5 felt a little bit weightless and a little bit floaty. And it's just, I think this will have more weight than that because there's more there's more impetus on picking a certain loadout and things like that. So I think they can do it. It was weird, for example, for the Warriors, like they tried a backstep for GTA 4 and whatever in terms of the way the melee combat worked. But yeah, I don't know. I watched that thing, and they said there's more videos to come that are going to focus on gameplay and mission structure. But like I watched the initial thing, and I'm like, yeah, this looks absolutely gorgeous. But what am I fundamentally doing here that I wasn't doing before?
I kind of thought maybe in terms of innovation of gameplay, I don't know if you got any Mafia 3 vibes from the way interrogations work and stuff. And
yeah, kind of actually.
Say what you will about Mafia 3, it's quite timely to bring it up because it's the free.
It is free and it is good.
That game had a fantastic story, and the interrogation animations and stuff they brought into that were very interesting. If Rockstar found a way to make that feel like every single choice you're making is genuinely impactful, then that could be really good. My only fear at the moment would be if it got too lost in the camp stuff, because I'm here first and foremost for the story of Arthur Morgan and John Marston and how kind of it all went wrong, basically. And I love the open world elements, but like you do kind of roll your eyes and like, oh, you can go hunting and you can sell the pelts, so you can trade them all in. I just want to be like drinking in some dive bar saloon and just get into fights with people who is like cheating me at poker or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys can let us know what you think down in the comments below. Did this gameplay trailer blow you away, and are you anxious to see more? I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Ewan from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Josh from WhatCulture.com.
We'll catch you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.